how far would you truly go for perfection? What sacrifices would you be willing to make in the relentless pursuit of an ideal beauty or, a sense of wellness? Especially if you felt it was maybe your only path to stability or recognition or even survival.
That's the core question, isn't it?
Today, we're not just asking that question. We're peeling back the glittering facade of an entire industry built upon it. Welcome to the deep dive.
Indeed. We're plunging into the fascinating and, frankly, deeply unsettling world presented in Ling Ling Huang's recent novel, Natural Beauty.
Right.
We've taken a stack of sources, extensive, chilling excerpts from this. Well, this expose disguised as fiction. And our mission today is to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge and insight.
That's right. Our goal is to uncover the intricate layers of this narrative, guiding you through some surprising facts and, I think, really thought-provoking insights.
From the shimmering, seemingly benevolent promises of a utopian beauty empire to the profoundly dark truths hidden beneath its polished surface. We'll explore challenging themes of identity, sacrifice, and the truly startling ethical implications of unchecked ambition in the relentless pursuit of physical perfection.
It's a journey that will force you to reconsider what natural beauty truly means, and perhaps how much of our own lives are influenced by these very same pressures.
So let's begin by understanding the protagonist at the heart of this story. She remains unnamed throughout the novel.
Which is interesting in itself.
Exactly. A subtle but powerful commentary on identity right there. Her early life was utterly consumed by music, a piano prodigy who, for the better part of her 23 years, lived in what she describes as a room consisting of only myself and a piano.
Wow. And it wasn't just a passion, right? It was more like a destiny carved out by immense parental sacrifice.
Absolutely. Her parents, Chinese immigrant pianists themselves, had endured the Cultural Revolution. They faced unimaginable hardships, forced re-education, suppression of their art. They eventually fled their homeland.
And they poured everything, all those deferred dreams, into her musical education.
Yeah, she even recalls hearing her mother say something like, it's as if she were the one forced to stop playing for years, just underscoring that enormous weight, that generational burden.
God, the pressure.
And she vividly remembers learning that to love is to go hungry, seeing her parents eat just meager portions of rice and sweet potato leaves so she could have the tiny bits of pork or fish.
That kind of sacrifice, it really sets the stage for her later desperation, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. That profound, almost sacrificial love, combined with the sheer scarcity she grew up with. It explains a lot about her susceptibility later on.
And that desperation, that hunger for security, for purpose, it's palpable, right? When we first meet her.
Oh, definitely. Despite her extraordinary talent, her life is just a stark contrast to those musical aspirations. She's working as a dishwasher.
Her hands, meant for pianos.
Now raw, flayed from hot water. She even fantasizes about shedding her entire skin like an opera glove.
Wow, that's such a visceral image, just wanting to escape her reality entirely.
It is a desperate desire for total escape, total transformation, to literally peel away the pain and hardship.
So imagine that kind of longing. She's living in what she calls a shallow basement grave in New York.
A city of promises, often broken.
Exactly. Dealing with crushing financial precarity and these eccentric roommates, Alice and Charlie.
Right. Alice, the self-proclaimed feng shui practitioner, obsessed with exorcising trauma from furniture.
Which is just bizarre, almost like she's trying to purify her surroundings instead of dealing with her own stuff.
And Alan is also extremely thin, viewing food almost like a virtue, right?
What she didn't eat miraculously placed itself into someone else's starving belly.
That's intense.
And then Charlie, the other roommate, is almost completely silent. Just this strange, eerie counterpoint.
And our protagonist is paying over $1,000 a month for this grave. Yep. While Alice and Charlie sleep in these CBD-emitting snooze pods, she's constantly battling mildew, dirty showers. Alice is even envious of her getting a new job. It's just a really suffocating existence.
Yeah, you can really feel it. It makes you understand why someone might grab onto any opportunity, no matter how unbelievable it sounds.
Precisely. This profound context, the financial hardship, the family expectation, the stifled dream, it's all crucial to understanding what happens next.
So her past is this painful echo. Her present is a daily struggle. What hope could possibly shine through? This brings us to that pivotal encounter.
It seems to happen entirely by chance. She meets Ajay Burnson.
Describe her.
Strikingly beautiful, skin so white it was almost translucent, long red hair tucked into this incredibly soft lavender coat. Sajay just slips into the seat opposite her at a diner.
kind of mesmerizing the way it's described.
Yeah, picking at cold fries, the soft musical whistle when she speaks. It feels very serendipitous, almost fated.
And then the moment that changes everything, Sajay recognizes her.
Right. The Rachmaninoff girl. You're incredible. Expressing what seems like genuine concern about her hands being wasted on dishwashing.
Implying she deserves better than free food and drudgery.
Exactly. And then she slides this iridescent, lavishly embossed business card across the table. Holistic. It's presented like this beacon of hope, a huge opportunity.
And that weird little instruction.
Ah, yes. Almost an afterthought. Wear long sleeves when you visit.
So strange. What could that possibly mean?
You know, it's those little details that often end up being the most chilling. You can almost feel the protagonist's hope mixed with this subtle, nagging unease.
So she goes, what's holistic like on the inside?
Overwhelmingly opulent. Like stumbling into the womb of a slumbering giantess. Walls with mother-of-pearl inlays, people in sumptuous wools and furs.
But also clean.
Initially, yes, a sense of clinical cleanliness, porcelain tiles, spotless kitchens, but there's this pervasive, faintly medicinal smell.
Hinting at something less than natural, something altered.
Precisely. Even the clinical precision feels off.
Yeah.
Chemically altered.
And the people inside, just as striking.
Just as meticulously curated as the environment. Saj, the face of Holistic, moves with these quick steps, radiating effortless beauty.
And Lilith.
Ah, Lilith. Strikingly beautiful, too. Glossy hair, the color of roasting chestnuts. Dark green eyes with all the depth and chill of an overgrown forest. She guides the protagonist.
And she notes Lilith's superiority.
Yeah, a trait shared by all the Holistic girls. This homogeneous collective of beauty looking as if airlifted from a movie set.
That immediate visual perfection, it's alluring but also kind of creepy.
It is. Almost too perfect, too serene, which makes it unsettling in itself. It's like a stage set for perfection.
And then there's Victor Carroll.
The looming figure. Tall, authoritative, sharp black suit, slick back hair, those cheekbones which slice the air like fins.
And the protagonist finds him vaguely familiar.
Yeah, and notes his face has this strange rubbery quality, like new skin has been grafted on unsuccessfully.
Like straining tofu curds? That's a weirdly specific and unsettling image.
Isn't it? Hinting at something artificial right beneath the surface.
She also sees a mysterious door marked The Zoo.
Yes, with an electronic lock. Immediately conjures images of confinement, experimentation.
And the jellyfish.
Behind a glass door in the lab, something wrinkled and translucent pumps like a beating heart. They look like crumpled plastic bags. It hints at this disturbing manipulation of nature.
So the overall first impression is gleaming, otherworldly, but with these definite, uncanny undercurrents.
Exactly. A seductive veneer over a deeply disturbing reality.
Okay, so let's talk about how Holistic operates once you're in. Their core teaching, their philosophy.
It's all about how to be my best self. And they equate that to pruning a bonsai, painful but necessary for refinement.
Wow, that metaphor. It immediately normalizes pain and discomfort for the sake of an ideal.
Right, and this self-improvement idea quickly devolves into this pervasive, fear-based system. They give out what the protagonist calls terrifying knowledge.
About what to eat, drink, even feel.
Exactly, leading to constant exhausting self-surveillance.
And despite being smart, she buys into it pretty quickly.
Astonishingly fast. She adopts the holistic walk, feels mechanized by an inexorable pull toward anything I want. She gets this deceptive sense of power and belonging. It's chilling.
And she draws this parallel to her parents' immigrant experience. That's fascinating.
It's a really profound insight. She wonders, is this how my parents felt? Afraid and lonely, yet powerful. It highlights how vulnerable people, craving belonging or control, can embrace a system that promises those things.
Even if it demands intense conformity and sacrificing your autonomy.
Precisely. She becomes a model employee. Saik praises her resilience. She even learns about Korean skincare and traditional Chinese medicine to better serve clients who just assume she's from Asia based on her looks.
That's another layer of erasure, isn't it? Playing into stereotypes.
Completely. This cool in the holistic way attitude, making clients feel like they're part of an exclusive us, it's a core sales strategy. And she embraces it, trading her own identity for this manufactured sense of belonging.
And this self-care mantra they push.
Oh, yeah. Clients justify these huge purchases, murmuring self-care, clutching products like rosaries. It's ritualistic devotion to external fixes.
And the staff themselves are on these bizarre diets.
Totally. Madison, Emerson, Tanner, experimental diets for skin or spiritual health. Madison even practices Dianadism, worshiping Princess Diana, trying to live exactly like her.
Wild. But the deception runs even deeper with the staff's identity, right?
That's a huge reveal. These holistic girls, supposedly natural blondes with blue eyes, they're actually Asian American women like Jia Fang and Ha Yun who've changed their names and appearances.
Wow. So the protagonist initially thinks they're white women who found enlightenment traveling.
Exactly. She has no idea they're just going home when they travel. Yeah. It's this profound layer of deception, a manufactured racial identity within the staff selling natural beauty.
It's a powerful commentary on how identity itself is manufactured, the pressure to conform to a marketable ideal.
Absolutely. Erasing your own cultural identity to fit a narrow definition of beauty. And we see how Victor interacts with them too. They're incredibly skittish around him. Nervously talking about boyfriends or fathers, hoping for an endorsement from his investment firms, Victor just whittles them down, observes them intently.
And Sajay suggests treatments afterwards?
Discreetly, yes.
Yeah.
Supplements, surgeries. There's this one instance where a girl, Cassandra, tells Victor she's pregnant. Sajay offers prenatal leave, which sounds kind.
But knowing what we know now...
Exactly. It feels deeply sinister in hindsight. And the protagonist even takes on warding off homeless people from the doorway because the other girls think homelessness is like a contagious spiritual failure.
Just zero empathy. It really shows the bubble they live in.
Complete lack of empathy cultivated within Holistic's privileged world.
We've seen the polish, the insidious philosophy, but what about the natural products themselves? This is where it gets really weird, right?
Oh, absolutely monstrously weird. Starting with the Kaoshan mud treatment.
That's like earthy.
Far from it. It involves crabs chosen to filter nitrates, ammonia, and neurotoxins, and remora fish used to siphon toxic elements from the skin. Like leeches, but supposedly better.
Crabs and remora fish on your skin?
Yep, and they supposedly excrete the toxicity at an even higher rate. Plus, the treatment smells foul, like rotting catfish.
Ugh. And this was used on Victor's ex-wife.
To suck the cheap, shitty Botox out of her skin, apparently. It's grotesque. Biological exploitation disguised as wellness.
And it doesn't stop there. The leopard slugs.
Genetically modified slugs, used to deep clean pores enzymatically. They're described as writhing, translucent lavender chunks.
Lavender chunks, that wriggle. No thank you.
The image of Victor Carroll's face covered in them is something. And get this, it's described as a collaboration with Dyson.
With Dyson, the vacuum cleaner company, that's absurd.
It lends this veneer of tech sophistication to something just disturbing. Then there are the jellyfish injections for anti-aging.
Using those Turritopsis nutricula jellyfish, the immortal ones.
The very same. Their cells can transdifferentiate, basically hitting a biological reset button. Fascinating, but terrifying when weaponized like this.
Side effects.
Severe seizures, reticulating patterns on faces, often settled out of court with promises of free future procedures. Buying silence.
And spider silk lashes.
Engineered orb weaver spiders with triple the leg hairs, dipped in their own webs for glue-free false lashes, apparently popular with drag queens.
It's almost comical if it weren't so creaky, twisting nature into products.
Exactly. But maybe the most insidious technology isn't even a product you put on your skin, it's the mandalas.
The necklaces, they look like fancy supplement reminders.
That's the cover. They're actually pervasive surveillance tools, a physical holistic app.
How do they work?
Techistoscope technology. Real tech used in market research, twisted here. They track eye movement, pupil dilation, how long you look at something.
To infer emotional content.
Yeah.
Anticipate desires.
Precisely. The chilling implication. Private moments, vices, and indulgences don't exist. There's no escape.
And Victor owns the company that makes this tech.
Sajhi casually reveals he owns RealSight, one of the best tachistoscope companies. Gives him this profound, almost omniscient control.
It's terrifying. Wellness as a Trojan horse for total surveillance.
And the protagonist experiences it directly. Her stats are analyzed after an emotional day. She's sent to Imogen's office for forced manual interventions to balance her aura if her contentment dips too low.
Contentment for business. It's pure control.
Exactly. The pursuit of beauty becomes a mechanism of total control.
Which raises the question, who is really pulling the strings here? Sajay is the face.
But just the face. The true power, the architect, is Victor Carroll. He's the owner and CEO of Organic Provisions, Holistic's parent company.
Sajay's role is just optics.
Purely strategic. She literally says, optically, it's better right now to have a female founder and owner, drives a lot more revenue, all market appeal, zero genuine leadership.
So who is Victor Carroll, his background?
Classic rags to riches, but built on questionable foundations. Made a fortune incredibly fast tech startups, VC, crypto, billionaire before 25.
And he funds prestigious places like the protagonist's conservatory.
Yes, and arts foundations. Seems like a generous patron. But then you learn the nootropic supplement, True Brain, promising better financial decision-making, was developed using his own brain scans.
His brain scans, wow, that's narcissistic and creepy.
He's described as an octopus with an inky, indelible limb in every field. Controlling this vast network, tech, finance, beauty, wellness, makes him incredibly hard to expose or resist.
And his stated purpose, creating beauty.
Create and preserve beauty wherever possible, but with the chilling caveat, not everyone deserves to be beautiful.
That's borderline eugenics.
It underpins everything. His actions are riddled with ethical concerns. Lawsuits from ex-wives claiming he pursued legal ownership of their bodies.
Ownership of their bodies? How is that even?
And that incredibly disturbing detail about his first wife.
The one who died in a car accident.
He destroyed a small forest of ancient trees to encase her body in amber.
In amber, like a prehistoric insect.
It's this grotesque act of preservation, freezing her in time, reflecting his desire to possess and control everything, even death itself.
And that obsession extends to his subsidiary, Genesis.
Focused on genetic modifications. Customers undergo post-birth gene edits to get animal features, crocodile bumps, tails often using localized viruses.
And people want this.
Disturbingly, yes, they want to be experimented on. As Lilith says starkly, doesn't mean it's ethical.
It shows the extreme lengths people go to for perceived beauty or status and how companies profit from it.
Actively encouraging these desires, regardless of the ethical cost. A chilling vision of genetic alteration as just another cosmetic procedure.
So what does all this mean for our protagonist? She's undergoing these treatments.
And the physical transformations become profound. Her skin lightens, sunspots vanish, she becomes unnaturally thin.
Breasts swell, skin gets elastic, hair thickens and curls differently.
Lips inflate, nose bridge seems under construction, eyes turn algal blues and greens. It's a total, almost alien transformation she never explicitly agreed to.
The emotional impact must be devastating.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She struggles to recognize herself, barely recognize the lithe woman looking back at me. The realization dawns that she's being transformed into someone else.
Mechanized by an inexorable pull. That's terrifying.
Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing a stranger you didn't choose to become. That loss of self is the real horror unfolding.
Especially when it's framed as becoming your best self.
What does that even mean when your own reflection is a stranger, a manufactured ideal forced on you?
And the rabbit hole goes even deeper with Apothecare.
Another branch of organic provisions. Sajay initially calls it a sex cult, but then quickly adds, with chilling reassurance, that it's highly regulated and controlled.
And the protagonist is recruited for sex work there. Why?
Driven by the astronomical costs of her parents' care at this facility, Applebaum, where they're supposedly recovering from a mysterious illness.
So she's coerced?
Completely. Forced to sign an NDA and health forms that basically give the company permission for any and all health procedures.
And waive her right to sue.
Exactly. Forced arbitration, costs charged against her wages and assets. It's an ironclad contract to ensure silence and complicity, binding them legally and financially.
But the true nature of Apothecare is much worse than just sex work.
Far, far worse. It's a facility for physiological experiments and non-consensual procedures, including, and this is horrific, inseminating young women with animal sperm without their knowledge.
Oh my God. Animal sperm.
It leads to Victor's crown jewel, his love letter to his mother, a procedure called everlasting.
What is that?
A hybridization designed for shorter pregnancy and absolutely no change in a woman's body. A perverse solution to eliminate the physical impact of pregnancy.
How do they get away with it?
They use a proprietary embrocation causing amnesiac states during insemination or extraction. The victims remember nothing. It's ultimate dehumanization, erasing memory along with agency.
And the organic sex props.
Equally disturbing. Things like papaya seeds for supposed nutritional benefits later expelled. The protagonist sees a procedure on a monitor.
The one with the larvae.
Yes. Plump white larvae wriggling blindly over her sticky mink mons after his spume and something else. It's just grotesque. Extreme violation under the guise of wellness.
It shows how benign words can hide unspeakable horrors.
And the ethical breaches just keep escalating. The sky burial ritual at the farm.
In the Shawangunk Mountains, Sue tries to justify it.
Claims it lets indigenous peoples continue rituals exploiting cultural practices. Then she adds the insidious benefit, a zero-waste philosophy. Whatever the birds pick clean, we find a use for.
But the truth is much darker.
Horrifyingly clear. The swollen, festering lumps and rotting contents in the sandpit wells, they're human remains.
So they're using human remains for products under a zero-waste label.
It's extreme exploitation, commodifying even death for profit, demonstrating a profound disregard for human dignity, pushing moral boundaries to unimaginable lengths.
Okay, so the picture is horrifyingly clear. Holistic and organic provisions are this vast web of exploitation. How does it start to unravel? Lilith plays a key role.
Absolutely pivotal. We find out she used to be a journalist who was onto something about holistic, but got muzzled.
How?
Lost jobs, silenced. Because Victor owns the site, meaning media outlets, and can and has shut up an infinite number of people.
That shows his immense power over information, over narratives.
Exactly. Lilith explains how hard it is to get unassailable proof or find people willing to go on record who won't be persuaded by money. Victor can just dismiss anything as hearsay or bury it.
But she finds something, the Apothecare contract.
Yes, found in Henry's old cigarette hiding spots. This contract explicitly details the non-consensual experiments.
And states that the volunteers' biological material, data, everything belongs to the company.
All intellectual property of the company is the concrete proof she needed, the paper trail of their depravity, confirming the absolute control Victor has over victims' bodies and identities.
Meanwhile, the protagonist reconnects with Connor Hurst, her old classmate.
Right. He contacts her with these fragmented memories, flashbacks, missing time. He suspects they did something to you, maybe the other girls too, and to me.
Does he remember anything specific?
He recalls a cream used on their hands in Professor Zaborski's studio back at the conservatory. Suggests it might cause memory loss or other effects.
So the manipulation started way back then.
It points to that, yes. A deeper, long-term manipulation. That her path was being influenced years before Holistic. A chilling thought.
And Connor has this recurring image.
This is the major disturbing twist. He describes this fragmented image from a donor event. You're on top of a piano, you look like you're sleeping, and above you there's a man with very long hair.
Victor Carroll.
That's a veiled reference, yes. And the ultimate revelation. Victor was her secret sponsor at the conservatory. He was grooming her for everlasting all along.
He funded her entire education.
Because Helen Victor's former favorite, who later dies, was quite taken with your videos on the internet and showed them to me when she was young. You had so much potential.
So it wasn't chance. It was premeditated grooming, manipulating her entire life path.
Her aspirations, her choices, everything she thought was her own. Utterly controlled.
But the deepest cut, the ultimate betrayal, involves her parents.
This is just devastating. She learns their mysterious illness was actually advanced Kuru.
Kuru, the prion disease.
Yes, a rare, fatal neurological disease.
Yeah.
And the horrifying source.
Let me guess. The supplements.
Everything your parents were taking had traces of human bone and flesh, directly linked back to the zero-waste sky burial ritual.
So the company she was working for, sacrificing herself to pay for their care, was poisoning them.
Actively poisoning them with supplements derived from human remains. It's a betrayal beyond comprehension.
The emotional impact, I can't even imagine.
It's crushing. All her sacrifices, only to discover this. And they've passed away by the time she learns the truth. She's overwhelmed by guilt. It is my fault, the unanswered questions, because they were unasked.
She feels she let it happen.
She realizes a kind of lethargy settled on her at the conservatory, allowing others to know best, which led her here. She feels she's lost her family, her culture, through unwitting complicity. It highlights how vulnerability is preyed upon.
This leads us to the climax, a desperate act of defiance.
Yes. Witnessing the abuses, learning about Helen's death, another test subject, unknowingly taking the same lethal supply, she decides to act. At the farm, she uses the Zoroastrian excarnation structure.
The giant mirrored lens.
Exactly. She redirects concentrated sunlight onto Victor, Sage, and Henry.
The consequences.
Immediate and horrific. Victor's mask catches fire, consuming all the organic material on his face, everything that was inorganic to himself. He's left looking ordinary.
His false beauty stripped away. Symbolic.
Very. Saje's coveted red hair becomes the entire length of her body in flames. Henry's pants singe. It's violent, brutal, but it grants the protagonist this profound agency, this primal retribution.
Fire consuming the artifice, exposing the truth.
A discerning force.
What about the protagonist in the aftermath?
She's severely injured from the mirror. Exposed bone, Shimmering, transformed skin. She looks barely human. Skin a light lime color, pocked and lined, dark blue veins.
And Victor, is he exposed publicly?
A documentary comes out revealing his crimes, the illegal testing, inseminating women with animal sperm, his obsession with dominating women's bodies. He's exposed. His empire seemingly crumbled.
But how is the protagonist perceived?
It's complex. She becomes a celebrity, but also a trope, seen by some as an exotic dragon lady who burned down his empire.
And Holistik itself, does it disappear?
Chillingly, no. It's bought by an unknown entity and becomes more successful than ever, largely due to the global media attention from the scandal.
Wow. So even depravity can be leveraged for profit in the beauty industry.
It shows the cynical resilience of a system that preys on insecurity.
But the protagonist finds power in this new reality, in her altered appearance.
Unexpectedly, yes. A profound acceptance. I look barely human, and yet I've never felt more myself. I am as undefinable as music. If I can't look like my parents, I don't want to look like anyone.
That's a monumental shift, reclaiming self through otherness.
And ironically, the rind around my hands from Holistik forces her back to the piano. She develops a new piano technique for her changed hands, now like beaks.
So her art comes back, transformed.
A powerful reclaiming. Her YouTube videos go viral because everything about me at the piano is wrong and ugly. She rejects conventional beauty in music.
Playing dissonant composers.
Des, Britten, Crumb. The way I want to hear them, not as pieces, but as experiences. Her music aims to sound like worms exulting in damp earth, birds squawking, moonlight on pavement.
Embracing imperfection, raw expression, finding beauty and authenticity, even discomfort.
Exactly. Not polish, but truth.
It's incredibly poignant, though, her reflection about her parents' dream.
I wish I could tell my parents I'm a famous pianist now. It only took a gimmick and cost me nearly everyone I know. Fame came from embracing her altered state, but at a devastating cost. The dark irony of her journey.
This leads to a final provocative thought.
She gets annual letters from her biggest fan, begging her to get surgeries, asking, "Don't you miss playing Mozart?"
What does she do?
She burns them. A powerful rejection of pressure to conform, to return to a manufactured ideal. Victor's whereabouts are unknown, but she believes wherever he is, he must be ugly.
Meaning true beauty isn't physical perfection.
It's something deeper, earned, sometimes through suffering. The overarching message is clear. The music I love teaches me there is no real beauty without ugliness.
Finding value in complexity, authenticity, even imperfections. For you, our listener, this deep dive really encourages reflection on your own definitions of beauty and worth.
And the insidious ways industries can define these for us. What does it truly mean to be beautiful or well when perfection can be manufactured at such a hidden, devastating cost?
It invites us to look beyond superficial appearances.
Find value in the nuanced, the complex, and yes, even the ugliness that makes us truly human, truly authentic.
That wraps up our deep dive into Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huang. We've journeyed through the alluring but deceptive world of holistic and organic provisions.
Witnessing the protagonist's profound transformation from aspiring perfection to embracing her unique, altered self, finding power in defiance.
The key takeaway for you, the learner, is really the importance of critical thinking when consuming information products.
Question what lies beneath the surface of those alluring promises and recognize the profound impact of individual resilience against systemic manipulation and the relentless pursuit of often manufactured beauty ideals.
Indeed. We encourage you to continue your own deep dives into the world around you, always seeking the deeper story.
And always asking, how much of our own natural beauty or wellness is truly influenced by external forces?
And what truths about ourselves might we be suppressing in the pursuit of an elusive and often dangerous ideal?